Hey guys, this is Steph with Dating with Dragons. Welcome in if you're new and welcome back if you're returning. I have another one of these unboxings for you. You might be noticing on the channel lately that's pretty much what I've been doing, and that's because I have this backlog of kits that I am trying to unbox to add to my organization system, and they cannot be in the boxes. So I figured, why not just unbox them with you guys and get to share these beautiful kits. So I have 3 from Diamond Art Club: Life, Birch Spirit, and Together We Thrive. The only kit that I believe is discontinued right now is this one. I got this one on a destash. Not that it was really discontinued, I think it was part of a mystery box. Now I do not do mixed mystery boxes because I'm typically extremely picky. So I usually just wait to see if anybody's gonna sell what I want on a destash. And in this case, someone was selling this for a really good price. So I did go ahead and pick this up. It is by an artist that I have several other pieces from her from another shop, so she is a favorite artist. And this this image in particular is a little bit different for me, but it reminds me of a certain character. So anyways, let me start with Life by LaRose. This is a kit that I did not get to pick this up when it first released because it sold out, and then consequently it continued to sell out during its restocks. As of time of this filming, it is still available, and I think it's just recently restocked, but you might not see this video for a bit, so definitely, if it's not in stock... Ooh, are you gonna come out of there or what? Sometimes, I swear. Okay, what I'm trying to say, as I'm trying to get this, wow, okay, something is really stuck in here. I've never had this happen before. Oh my gosh. Wow, okay, so what we're gonna do is improvise. We're gonna open this up and dump it out. Maybe? Oh, that was really stuck in there. Maybe that was it. Oh no. Oh, interesting. There's a line of glue going down. Huh. Oh, yeah, it is completely stuck to the canvas. How odd is that? Oh, wow. It's stuck like all the way down in there. I don't know if you can see that, but that's bizarre. Okay, so here we go, keeping it fresh. What was I saying about this kit though? I think I was saying that I eventually got it on a restock. It is in stock right now, but if you, yeah, look at that line of glue. It just goes all the way down. But if you're looking for this one and you cannot find it, random drill, because why not? And you cannot find it on the site, if it's no longer being sold or it's not in stock, I would point you to, what? Good gravy. What is this? Oh my god. What is this now? I'm just trying to open the box. I've never had anything this crazy happen. Okay. That's really weird. Oh wow, look. It came off. Like, that pattern is apparently on a piece of plastic. Wow, I never noticed that before. Anyway, sign up for those back in stock notifications, people, or go on Diamond Art Club's website, or just go to a destash site. Dang, that glue line went all the way down this canvas. Ooh, it's still sticking all the way down there. This is not typical, by the way. If this is your first time or you're new to Diamond Art Club, this is not how this goes. Okay. Wow. Okay, so that was like, okay, this box just gave birth. And the kit is called Life. So I guess that's sort of like a little bit appropriate. Okay, so here is our card. We get one of these in most kits. You do not always get one of these. It's a Treasure Quest card. It is a secondary rewards program. This happens to be a bronze card. You know it is because it's on the back. Also the color of the foil, also the design of the foil. It's just another way to like rack up more points and get discounts and stuff. I like to collect them just because they're fun. I still can't believe this box was like that insane. That was the most intense unboxing I've ever had to do. Okay, so anyway, we've got 75 colors. The color palette here is really pretty. I really love this. I have a physical anthropology background, so skeletons and things like that are just endlessly fascinating to me, so I love that. So yeah, so that's our stuff in there. And then we get this toolkit. This is a large Diamond Art Club tray. It comes with some wax. This is like a classic wax that they've always had, and this is kind of new. This goes in your twist and pick pen, or you can use it as normal wax. For a while there, they were doing putty in their new pens, and then they weren't including this, and people were just lamenting because that's a real fan favorite. And then this is a 7-placer. It's a thin multi-placer, and it just pops into the end of a pen like this. So some tips will have screw-in tips. These are not screw-in tips. So that's the option for this, but this side you don't get that option. It's your single placer option. And if I unscrew it to show you, you'll see there's a little plunger here, and then there's that white putty or wax down in there. And then basically how it works is as you twist the pen up, this twists and out comes. You can even just push it, but it's actually easier to twist it. And as you do that, out comes, oh goodness, see, there it comes. So yeah, so you just use that in your single placer. I'll put that back on top because I'm about to try to destash a bunch of these. So somebody out there will get something like that. And then you get some extra baggies to put leftover drills in, or just keep some of your specials. They never really have enough of these bags for the whole kit, but after a while, when you've opened a few of these kits, if you don't use those baggies regularly, then you end up with a bunch of them. Okay, so I'm gonna put these over here. Clear away that insanity. Dang. That's like, that was intense, guys. Okay, so here, and this is what happened. It just stuck to that line of glue in there. That is so bizarre. But the kit seems fine. That's part of why they put them in these lovely dust bags. Oh yeah, this one is so beautiful with the florals. If you're familiar with Diamond Art Club, there's another artist there. I don't have her work here with me, but I did this one. It was called Inner Garden by Yume Arts. And it was this girl who was like half skeletal from like her nose down. And she had these florals coming in and out of her like chest and her like around her hips and stuff. And it was just really beautifully done. So I really love that, the artwork of these florals with the skeletons. A little bit macabre, but so wow, this is so cool. So I love green. So if you love green, then maybe you would like this too. Oh, he's so cute. Or she. I don't know. It would be easier. Yeah, there's no hips. So that's a big, that's how we really, it's easier to tell on a skeleton with using the hips, whether it's male or female. Okay, let's roll it back just a little bit. Oh, that's so cool. I love this like crown of florals. Okay, sorry about that. I had some issues with the camera there. But anyway, so yeah, I just wanted to share with you this absolutely beautiful image. I love the florals. I love the skeleton. I just love this whole thing. How it's like kind of like reaching inside of its ribs and stuff. And just over here kind of like, where is the rest of the skeleton anyway? But I digress. We've got a lot of opportunity for color blocking here. See this color right here? It's all the same symbol. And then of course florals and plants are just notoriously full of confetti, which means lots of changes in a small area, which adds a lot of detail. So what's going to happen is this background color is going to go pretty quick, and then you're going to work in here and it's going to slow you down, but it's going to add a lot of that detail and it's going to make it more interesting. So we've got 75 colors with this one. So 75 colors, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4 fairy dust and 1 AB. So here's our drills. This is pastel paradise, guys. Like, look at that. Those greens and pinks and purples and lavenders. Like, this is just beautiful. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to find our specials and show them to you, and then point them on the canvas, and I'll be right back. Okay, so for these specials, they're really just sort of dotted all over the place because of the florals. So yes, I might miss pointing some out, but for the most part, they kind of stick out because they're bright colors. So our AB here is 972. It's this really pretty sort of like marigold yellow. And then we've got this yellow, a little bit, like more, I don't know, brighter, maybe? Brighter yellow. These two sit together in a lot of spots on the canvas. And then we have this pink fairy dust, very pale pink, very pretty. And then we have these two teal fairy dusts, which are, you can see they're just sort of like a lighter and a darker shade. One's a little bit deeper, and these two also sit next to each other in quite a few places to sort of complement one another. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to kind of start you off with the yellows because they're really easy to point out where they are on the canvas, because you can even see them from here. So you can see this sort of orange and then this like deeper sort of mustardy yellow there. Let me see if I can bring you down a little bit closer. Yeah, so this sort of mustardy yellow in here, that is going to be where your AB is. So you can see it's all over the place. A little bit here, it's outlining these petals, and then right next to it, you can see this symbol, which is the anchor symbol. That's going to be your lighter fairy dust color. So you're going to see the anchor and the AB are all throughout these. It's not the lightest yellow, that's a different symbol, but it is sort of like on the inner highlights of the petals of these, and here, and then we've got it a little bit here. Okay, and then we do not have the yellows on the skull, okay, so there's none of that there. But as we go down, we continue to see it just a little bit in the florals. So you're gonna have like little dots of it here. You're gonna have like a little bit of it here, just little pops there. And that's basically it for that. I'm gonna share with you where the teals are because it's a very similar situation. So you've got these two teal fairy dusts, and you're gonna be looking for the letter K and then this sort of like up feathered arrow spot. So this one at first I thought was kind of tricky to find, but the longer I looked, the easier it was to find it. So our K right here, so here's our K. So that's this darker fairy dust. Okay, and we have it up here kind of in the tops of these little leaf sprouts of the flowers. And we've got it a little bit here, and then if we go over here, we've got it a little bit here. So you can see it's still primarily focused in the flowers. However, this is where we start to see a little bit of involving the actual skeleton here. So on the lower, on the mandible, is where we have this fairy dust, and then here up in the maxilla, so beneath the nose. So this is really cool. This is kind of like a point of focus for the piece, so I do enjoy the fact that they have that there. And then as we continue going, there's just, you know, little swaths of it. I do want to show you where this one is before we go too far. So this one is this guy right here, and you can see this one is also in a lot of the, yeah, you can see it highlighting on this like teal, I don't know if that's a rose or what kind of flower that is, and then it's like a little bit in these up here. So really we're getting a lot of it just randomly throughout. Like we got it over here in the florals, in the greenery, and then you've got some little bits of it over here. This one doesn't play a lot in the face. So we really don't see it too much there. We do see it here. Let me back you out so you can kind of see where we are on the image here. So this is kind of like, I don't know where this is coming from, like off the clavicle or something, or the back, I can't tell, but there's that. And you can also see, we continue with, excuse me, my throat. You can see that we continue with some of both of those colors as we go down here. We've got the K's here. The K again, that's that darker teal. Got the K. We've got a little bit of that lighter fairy dust teal here. So they're really just sort of like outlining little highlights here or there where you would expect to maybe see a little bit of like sparkle or light reflection off of either the bones themselves or the florals. So it's not just a big bam in your face. So we've got a lot of it here. We've got, let's see, this is a big teal section, but I'm not seeing a ton of it in there. Same thing with our humorous up there. Nope, I don't see any here. I thought I saw a big, It's so funny because I go through, I look for them, I find them, and I'm like, okay, yeah, now I can show them. And then I get to this, I'm like, wait. Okay, and then I don't see a whole lot going on down here. So it's mostly just kind of focused in the upper, like, 2/3 of the canvas. This pink fairy dust is the lollipop symbol, and to me, this stood out more so on the face than anywhere else. We do have some pink flowers down here, but we don't see any of that. We don't really see it until we get up here. And then we have, let me see if I'm pointing. Are we in the right? Yes. Okay. So we have it a little bit here and here and here. So it's really kind of like on this brighter side. Whatever flower is in here, I really love this because it almost, let me see the original artwork, because it almost looks like a heart muscle. Oh, it's not. Let me see. Oh, okay, that's not a rose. It's this guy right there. What kind of flower is that? I'm so bad at my flowers, but I do love gardening and plants. I just don't know what anything is. So if you know what kind of flower that is, maybe it is a rose. It looks like the petals are like too broad for that, but let me know. But that's kind of cool. That's right there. But it's so cool that his chest cavity is just like bursting with these beautiful florals and light. And oh my gosh, I just realized. How did I just realize that there's a bee in here? Oh, look at him! And it's because the skeleton's holding a flower and there's a little bee. How did I just, oh my god, I love bees. They're cute, they're squishy. They're not really squishy. Like, don't squish bees, don't squish bees. I just mean like, they get my cute aggression going, and to have one in here is chef's kiss. Okay, anyway, back to the canvas. This one's been a trip, y'all. Okay, so this symbol right here. So we've got it highlighting the mandible and part of the cheekbones, and then the, wow, the side of the skull. Sorry, I'm like, we're not there yet. And then a big chunk of it over here. And then we don't really have much of it going on over here. And obviously this is like a bunch of color blocked color. But we do have a little bit of it like up here. So that is where the specials are for this one. Again, this is Life by Lisa LaRose. I'm not familiar with her other artwork. I'm not sure what else Diamond Art Club has by her, but this is really cool. I remember voting for this. And of course the glue is perfect. And yeah, so give me a few to put this one away and I'll show you the next guy. So we got kit number 2, Together We Thrive by Auclair Studio. Hopefully we will not have as much of a problem opening this one up as we did the other one. They were bought in separate orders, I believe, anyway, so I don't know, just every once in a while something weird happens. Okay. Yep, see? Came out just perfect. All right, so we got another one of those toolkits. So I'm going to skip that one for now because we already looked at that. Thank you for your purchase. We got all sorts of ideas and tips and tricks and another coupon code. Together we thrive. It looks like we got a bronze. Yep, and that's the most common one to get, by the way. That is so lovely. I love this image. Obviously, because I bought it. 80 colors. Wow, we've got 1, 2, 3 fairy dust, a K. I believe that's like a metallic drill, and then 2 ABs. So that's cool. So you could really, this is one of those kits that would be totally appropriate to switch out any and all colors you can to make this a blinged out situation. So there's that. So let's get into the canvas. Yeah, I think this one came out around the time of like the autism awareness kits that they do a release for that. I can't remember when. This one's been around for a while though. And this one was just, it's all sorts of feelings for me, especially in these like very uncertain times. What is that? Interesting. Piece of plastic. In these very uncertain times, this is something that I thought would be a fantastic reminder for myself, my family, and just working on it would be so uplifting. I love this. Oh, I love this. Now, this symbol right here is going to be a 5200. That would be a really easy one to switch out and do an AB of if you were so inclined to make that a special drill. There would be a lot of it that you need. It is the entire background color, but wow. Together we thrive. I love this. That's so pretty. And it's not too big either. It's like a good, this is a really good working size. I like this. It is 25 inches by 22 inches. Yep, glue is good. We've got those 80 colors. Here is our lovely background color, that white. So multi-placing light color backgrounds is not my forte, and I know a lot of you struggle with it as well as I do. So my suggestion would be look into something called the mica powder method. Basically, you just buy this mica powder. It's basically like a little, it's like dust, like glitter, very, very fine, dusty glitter that you can use. I've applied it with a toothbrush. I've applied it with a little makeup brush, and you just sort of like dab it in. Once you put the drills on, you dab it in between the drills, and then I just use a wet paper towel and wipe it down so that it doesn't, you know, like leach all over the place. And it really does help to kind of cover in between the drills, and it lessens that look. It's like putting foundation makeup like over a like a red spot or a zit or something like that. It's kind of like a concealer. Thank you. It's kind of like using a concealer on your canvas. So that is a fun one. So these colors are gorgeous, and already I can see our AB here. We've got this blue one, and we've got this yellow one. I can see that. Beautiful. Okay, so I'm going to unpack this, figure out where those are, and I'll be right back. All right, so I went through, found where the specials are. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 special drills, 3 fairy dust, 1 metallic, and 2 ABs. I'm going to look through the fairy dust with you first, and then I just wanted to show you this. If you were curious, like I was, how many bags of 5200 you have for that background color? 12. 12 big chonkers. Like really, oh, and then somebody who doesn't belong. Oh, it looks like a gold fairy dust. There's actually a gold fairy dust in there. Very cool. It's like Willy Wonka and the golden tickets. Okay, so anyway, that's a lot of white. So anyway, there we have that. But I'm gonna start with the 3 fairy dust. So, you know, this is a rainbow of colors, right? So it's fun to have a rainbow of specials. This seems to be a real favorite. Fairy Dust 666. I do agree. It is a lot of fun. It's a little bit more subtle looking just because lighter colors tends to be a little bit harder to see the fairy dust on them. But once you get them on the canvas and in your tray, it's going to look great. So we have that one. Then we have this really pretty yellow Z307, very bright, banana yellow. Like, And then we have Z155, so another really pretty but purple type fairy dust. This is the kind of canvas that if you had leftover specials from, say, like any other Diamond Art Club canvases you've worked on, anything like a mini dazzles, they are like all special drills, that would be really cool to add whatever you have into this, because our specials here primarily are focused on our handprints, but we don't have like any green specials, for instance, or something like that. So it'd be fun to like pick some other specials to help enhance and add to the canvas. So Z666. So let me bring you down a little bit closer so that you can kind of see in here what we're looking at. So this is this symbol right here. Some people call it like the TP symbol. So it's like this darker red. So we've got this guy all over the place. So you can see in the palm of this guy's hand right here and in these fingers. And then we also have it, let's see, we don't have it in this guy, but we do have it, oh, I thought I saw it. Yep, we do have it in some of the fingers over here. Okay, or phalanges. I love that word. Phalanges. And then we have more of it over here. I just want to be able to show this to you. As far as these sort of plants on the side, you will find some a little bit here, but not too many. And then we have some more of that. Let me back you out here. And then we have some more of it, just a little bit in here in this like hibiscus perhaps. All right, and then a little bit more down here. So I would have to say that out of all of the fairy dust, I feel like this one, there is the most of it. So anyway, so there's that. Then for our banana yellow Z307, this symbol is sort of this, so that was our 666. So this is sort of like this flowery symbol in the yellow. And this one's fun to look for because this isn't really one that's not really a symbol that I end up having to use very often, or having to use. It's not one I usually use a lot, or see. Anyway, so where that's going to be here, we're going to have a big chunk of it here actually, so that's pretty fun. In this palm over here, we're going to have big chunks of it over here and here. I really like that they have like this paint splash on the background, and then that's primarily yellow. And then we have a little bit of it over here in the edges of these leaves. And nope, not in that one. I thought I had it down here. No, I don't. Okay, so really it's just kind of like where you'd expect. It's like the red is in the palms and some of the fingers up here and some of the flowers. The yellow are these big sections here and a little bit in the hands and the paw prints and the handprints as well. So then our purple, this Z155 color, this is going to be your lowercase e. It's going to look like this. And so this one is, again, just, I mean, it's where your purple is. So you're going to have a section of it here, dotted here, here, kind of sprinkled a little bit on this palm, and then a little bit here around like the outsides of the palm, and here's like the inside. We have it here, we have it here and here. So it's really just kind of like where you'd expect. We even have it a little bit over here on this flower and right here on this. So you do have it in some other places. It's nice to see them not just in the center but also around the edges. Okay, so now we have our metallic drill and our ABs. The metallic drill is just really easy to know where that one is. I only found it in one place. It's that hourglass. This is cool because I've actually never had a kit from Diamond Art Club. I think I've never worked on a kit that actually had this metallic blue. I bought a spare set of like you could buy like little rounds or squares in metallics, you know, then they come with like a gold and a this and something else. And it came in that. And so this is the first time in a DAC kit that I've actually had this charted already. And it's going to be the letters, Together We Thrive. That is just metallic. And that was the only place that I found this. So that's pretty cool. I really like that idea. Then we have our two ABs. this beautiful blue 807 and this beautiful orange 741. So if I look at the blue, it is the letter, focus, letter W. Okay, so this one, again, this one's pretty cool because you find this one a lot. It's interesting to me that towards the top of the canvas, they chose the more subtle fairy dust, and then with the blue ABs and then the metallics, they kind of started getting a little heavier on the bottom. So that's a really interesting choice, and it just kind of makes me curious, like how do they decide that? Anyway, this is really beautiful AB. It is the letter W. So just like with our other specials, we're gonna find it primarily around and in the handprints. So it's in this finger, it's around here, it's down to the base there, it's in this big splotch, it's in a splotch here, some lines here, a little bit here, just highlighting parts of the, of the handprint, a little bit down here, a little bit here, and then we also had it, I thought I saw it in some of these blue flower vines. I thought I saw it in here. I thought I saw it in the bottom, but I'm not seeing that down here now. But I thought that we had some. Yeah, I'm not seeing it now here. I thought that was down here, but it wasn't. Also, interesting choice for this to be like the blue and this to be like red, yellow, orange, and then this sort of pale green. It's kind of like, it would have been really cool if they did have like a little bit of purple up here like this, but that purple special, but it would be cool if they like kind of had a little bit more of the green and like purple, and then the blue down here is very strong, kind of like your warms and your cool tones. I don't know, just ideas. There's always, it's always the potential that you could take a canvas like this and enhance it with things that you already have, and because it's sort of an abstract-y type piece of art, I wouldn't really be that worried about this. It'd be a very forgiving canvas to work up like that, right? So it just makes the hobby so much fun. 741, and that is going to be the 3-leaf clover symbol right here. So this is the orange AB. Oh, you know what? They did keep the orange AB up here too. Okay, so this like dark part of the handprint, that right there, that dark symbol, that is your AB. So you're going to have it here and here, 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 a little bit here, a lot in these fingers, and this stuff over here in this hand, and over here in the leaves. Yep, and the leaves kind of highlighting there. That's going to be really pretty with these oranges in here. And then we actually have a good amount of it around here. It's kind of like outlining these petals, and then here. So that's really cool. I think they did a really good job charting this one, you guys. Let me know what your thoughts are. I'm going to put this one away, and then we will take a look at our last kit, Birch Spirit. Okay, so here we are with our last kit. This is also our only round kit in the mix. So if you're still here, thanks for holding on with me here as we go through these guys. So yeah, tell me in the comments, what are your guys' thoughts about mystery boxes? There's mystery kits, right? Like the actual kit itself is a mystery. You might not know the image. It's kind of concealed on the canvas. And then there's mystery boxes, which are like you get a bunch of surprise canvases. So yeah, so let me know, like, do you guys, I have a couple mystery kits and I haven't worked on them yet. They are intimidating. Oh yeah, okay, so here's our toolkit. You guys already know about that. So let me know what you guys think about this. So this was originally sold in one of the mystery mystery boxes. And sometimes they have like exclusive canvases just to those mystery boxes. And I don't know about you, but it is always one of my fears that there's gonna be something that like I submitted to licensing that I'm like, that is my total like dream of something to work on, and it's always my concern that they're gonna put it in one of those boxes and there's only like a limited run of them, and they don't remake them, yada yada. So it's like, oh, please don't do that. Anyway, here's our thank you. Let's see what we got. Looks like we got a bronze card. That is really cool. This reminds me of a character that my husband and I created for Dungeons and Dragons back in the day. So I really like this. Also Birch Spirits, just birch trees are beautiful, and I guess she's like a birch spirit. Anyway, so there's that. So here is our sticker sheet, Birch Spirit by Jemaica Murphy slash Jemooshka. Now, as far as I can tell, it does not look like this artist is licensed any longer with Diamond Art Club. She does happen to be licensed with other small shops, or at least one. So there is that. But you know, they did a beautiful job rendering her artwork. So anyways, oh, if you've watched my channel before, you may have seen the video that went up about one of my ultimate unicorns of a canvas being made called The Collector. It's like Little Mermaid Ariel fan art. It is not by Diamond Art Club, but it is by this artist as well. So that's another way to kind of support this artist. Anyway, so here is Birch Spirit. I love that she's got like actual like birch trees coming out, or branches, and she looks like she's an elf or something because she's got the ears. So yeah, this is really cool. I love this color palette. It's very autumn inspired to me. 62 colors. We've got 3 fairy dusts, and now those are the only specials in this. So we're gonna take a look at this canvas now. So like I said, I was able to snag this on destash for a very, very reasonable price. Like, comparatively, probably even cheaper than they would have sold it for if they had just released this. Just because people are trying to get kits off their hands, right? Okay, here we go. So we've got our beautiful image. It's trying to curl in, so we just roll it back, and Diamond Art Club has the port glue. So, wow, that looks really good. I just love the way that they render. Oh my gosh. So here are our drills, mauve and taupe heaven here. So this is really, really pretty. Oh my gosh, I love this. So yeah, there she is. Oh, she's beautiful. I love birch trees. They are one of my favorites. Okay. And then we've got her outfit, and everything's rendered great. And this isn't a huge canvas. It's 22 inches by 27 inches. The glue feels great. Now, because I did buy this off of destash, that means that the warranty on this kit is voided. So that means that if you buy something secondhand, you're not the original person who bought it. They're not, if you hit them up for drills or some kind of quality control issue, they're not gonna do anything for you because you were not the one who bought it originally. But people on destash are pretty cool, and sometimes there are people who, if you hit them up later and be like, I had an issue, would you mind like submitting some kind of query to Diamond Art Club or whoever bought this for me? Sometimes they're able to do that. So anyway, this is our canvas. I'm going to look for our specials and pop them out here so that you can see, and I will be right back. So I'm back with the specials. There's not a ton of them. I mean, there was only 3 to begin with, but there's also just not a lot of them on the canvas. But where they are makes sense. So we've got Z948, sort of this like off-white, very pretty fairy dust. And then we've got this darker rose mauve pink, and that one's really gorgeous. And then we have this like pink 3727. So I'm going to share with you where these are. Okay, so the first one, let's look at this. This one, Z948, is, let me share with you what symbol this one is. It's like the this sideways, sorry about that, the sideways hourglass kind of thing. And this one's really heavily done up here. We've got some really big, we've got a little bit of here, a little bit here, but we've got it like a big chunk here, some here. It just really stands out to me because it is one of the lighter colors on the canvas. A couple random pieces over here. They really kind of stayed away from a lot of the specials being like on her face or on her somewhere. And that's really kind of where I found this one. I didn't really find it a whole lot else. We do have a little bit of it like down here, and then there, but that's really kind of it for this one. Next we have this darker, like, I don't know, like this more like brick pink red. And this one's going to have that flower, again, with the flower symbol. So that one's going to be that one. And this one was a little bit harder for me to find, but not impossible. I found a majority of it actually down here. Let me just make sure you can see where that is. Oops. Okay, so let me point it out again. It was one of those things where it was like, oh, there it is, right? Okay, so this big chunk here, and a little bit outlining here and here. So it's kind of going through her outfit, and then a little bit here. It's just sort of, like I said, like highlighting some of the lines in her outfit. Not really a whole lot of specials like off on the side in the background. And then up here, as we get into the trees, we have like a little bit more. There's a little bit here, a little bit here, just a little smattering of it. And then here we have a little bit more. You can see we have a little chunk of it here, a chunk of it here, a little chunk here, and then a little bit here and here. So they kind of like spread it out. I love it because the light is like coming from behind her. So in that case, you know, the front might be a little bit dark, but what happens in the background is a little bit more highlighted, and I really like that. So this last one, 3727, is the plus sign, and this one I just had the hardest time finding it. It's that light pink. So, excuse me. Let me make sure that I am, this was like, once I found it, and I think it was, yeah, that's right. Okay, it was mostly down here. So if we're looking in her outfit, like the sleeves, this like lighter pink here, we've got outline and outline and a chunk and a chunk, and then we've got more of it. Oh geez, where did I see it? This is what I'm talking about. And then we have some of it here. As we get up into her sleeves and bodice, we're gonna see it a little bit more. So in the sleeves, we have a little bit here, smattering of it. We have it here and here. And then we have like kind of sprinkled throughout this area here. And then, no, I did not find any in her hair there. And then we had some here in her staff. But other than that, I didn't really find, oh yeah. And then there's some of it up here. So other than that, I didn't really find a whole lot else for these, but I really enjoyed how this canvas has, I would say it's not as color blocking heavy as some. Clearly, like here, we do have some potentials for color blocking. But then we have a lot more confetti throughout her hair and her bodice and kind of the upper part of the canvas. So all three of these kits that I've shared with you today, I would say lean more towards the confetti side. Obviously, except for that background on Together We Thrive, which was very block heavy. So, and so was On Life anyway. So anyway, I'm gonna put this away and then I'll be back. So, okay, so I'm going to go ahead and put this away and I'll be back. Okay guys, thank you for sticking it out with me today and taking a look at these three beautiful canvases. Let me know if you have any of these and what your thoughts are on mystery boxes. I'm really curious if I feel like maybe I am in the minority for detesting them purely based on principle of exclusivity. Maybe I'm in the minority. I would love to know your thoughts, so let me know in the comments below. Other than that, I'd love to know if you have any of these kits, if you've enjoyed them. Did anybody else need to like go absolutely feral on any of their DAC boxes like this? I'm curious. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed this unboxing. I surely enjoy sharing it with you. If you do like these kinds of things, liking the videos, subscribing to the channel, leaving a comment, these are all free ways to help the channel, and it just kind of lets me know that people are out there and they are enjoying what they're seeing and if I'm heading in the right direction. So just, you know, if you care to do that, that's fine. If not, no worries. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye.